I'm Ellie with Yellow Your Spirit Yoga, and welcome to your practice. Today's practice is going to help strengthen the legs and the upper back so you feel rooted, strong, open, confident, ready to express. I've written a description down below so you can read that before we get started. If you have two blocks, you can always bring them, have them with you. If you have a strap, bring a strap too. Next to your mat, and whenever you feel ready, let's do it. We'll get started seated like this. If it's okay for you to sit on your heels, please do. You can sit in easy pose, or you can also use a block, horizontal or vertical, underneath your bum, and you could then close the knees a little bit. Get the shoulders right over the pelvis and push down your shoulder blades into the backs of the ribs so you'll feel this lift in the sternum. And then keep that lift in the sternum as you bring your tailbone just a little bit in, a little bit. So you'll feel this lower core right above the pubic bone kind of activate to help keep you nice and tall. You'll bring your one hand on the belly and one hand in the center of the chest and the heart space, and close down your eyes. And just take a moment to arrive to your practice. And then start to just feel your breath moving in and out of the nostrils. Letting everything settle down towards the ground, towards the earth. Start to feel the belly expand with each inhale. And then let it deflate with the exhale. And then start to feel the breath moving from the belly into the ribs and the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, let it go from the chest, ribs, and belly. And just take a few more moments here, just connecting with your breath, connecting with this moment of being alive, being present. And I'll offer you a mantra to keep with you through your practice. You can repeat it out loud or silently. I am grateful for the abundance of strength that radiates throughout my entire body. Just take a moment to breathe that in. And then slowly open your eyes. We'll come into table pose. So bring your shoulders right over your wrists, your hips right over your knees. Spread the fingers super, super wide and start to move into cat-cow. So you'll drop your chest and your tailbone to the sky. As you inhale, you'll look forward. As you exhale, you'll push the ground away, chin in, tail in, belly button towards the spine. And now just continue to move this way as you breathe in and out through the nose without holding the breath or rushing the breath. You want to start right away to let the movement and the breath flow together. Tuning into the lower back, the upper back, the belly, the arms, the neck. Just tuning in, checking in with how your physical body feels. We'll take a few more following breath and movement, checking in. And then we'll come back into neutral, extending the right leg back and lift it, foot in line with the hip roughly. Flex the back foot. Feel that your hips are even and you're not opening the right hip. And start to extend through the left hand. If this is too much, you can just keep both hands onto the ground. So reach through the back heel, the front fingers, shoulder blades down, away from the ears. Pull the lower belly in. Just breathe. Starting to feel strong legs, strong back muscles, strong core, strong shoulder. And then slowly release it down. Maybe circle that right wrist if you need to. And then you'll extend the left foot back. Keep the hips even as you lift that foot in line with the hip. When you feel ready, sternum pulls forward, reach the right arm forward, thumb to face up, shoulder blade in its socket. Neck is long, just breathing into the belly. And then slowly bring the hand and foot down. We'll come into puppy pose. So keep the hips right over the knees and reach the hands forward. You can stay here looking forward if it feels okay and your shoulders are tight, if it feels just okay and your shoulders are tight. Otherwise, you can start to bring the forehead down onto a block, onto the mat, and breathing. And if your shoulders feel tight, you can open up the arms as wide as the mat. Otherwise, bring the hands in line with the shoulders. Send the tailbone up. Start to feel the shoulders, the chest, the ribs opening. And then slowly come back. We'll come back into downward facing dog. So come into plank first so you see that your shoulders are right over your wrists, your feet are hips distance, and then push the hips up and back. And again, if your shoulders just feel tight, open up the hands a little bit, maybe open up the feet a little bit. Otherwise, just keep the feet in line with the hips, the hands in line with the shoulders. Soft knees, lift the hips, press the chest back towards your thighs, and keep the ears right in between the biceps. Again, just tuning in, returning back to this strength that's radiating throughout your whole body. And then on your next inhale, you'll come forward into plank pose with the sternum pulling forward, the ribs pulling in, and then bring the knees down as you exhale. Let the elbows kiss the ribs, lowering down to your belly. Now your hands should be somewhere next to your chest. So bring them there if by any chance they escaped. Your feet will be hips width distance. You're going to start to lift the chest. Pull the body forward a little bit so you'll feel your triceps working. Kiss your elbows, and then lift your feet up and your legs up off the ground. Just take a moment here. See if you can lengthen the neck a little bit, maybe looking a little bit down towards your mat. Feeling the back muscles really firing up. Really light pressure on the hands. They're helping you just pull your body forward a little bit. And then relax the feet down. Push back into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and out. And then we'll do that again, one breath to one movement. So inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, bend the knees, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. And then lift the chest, lift the feet, kiss the elbows, pull the heart forward. Push back into down dog as you exhale. And again, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga. Lift the legs, lift the chest as you inhale. Squeeze the elbows and the shoulders together. Exhale, push back into down dog. Now inhale, look to your hands. And exhale, just slowly step your feet to the top of the mat behind your wrists. So we'll come into ragdoll. So slowly bend the knees. Let the fingertips touch something. So if you need to grab blocks to have your hands on a block, that's fine. Relax the head. Start to just sway a little bit, front and back, side to side. Really keep your knees soft and bent. Maybe your belly touches your thigh, that's fine. And then also shift the weight into the front part of the foot. Just a little bit, maybe like 20%. And breathe into the back. And then slowly start to squeeze the inner thighs. You can move the block out of the way and roll yourself up. So squeeze the inner feet, inner legs, roll yourself all the way up. Come to stand. And then from here, you'll bring your feet about hips width distance. If you need to step a little bit more towards the top of the mat, you can. We'll come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So really feel your feet rooted down, strong into the ground. And then feel the shoulder blades kind of roll back, push down into the back ribs. You might even feel them. And then once you feel that the sternum is lifted and maybe the ribs are popping forward, pull the ribs in a little bit. Keep pushing down into the shoulder blades. And then bring the tailbone in a little. And then just close the eyes for a moment. Just feeling this strength radiating throughout your whole body. This strong mountain pose, still strong. And we'll move into just a very slow flow before we link it breath to movement. So as you inhale, keep the feet connected, reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades. And let's do that again. So inhale, reach up. Your palms will be facing inward like you're holding a ball. And then exhale, palms will face forward as you squeeze and lift the heart. And then one more time. Inhale as you reach up, pull the ribs in, pull the tailbone in, stretch. And then exhale, cactus the arms and lift the heart. Now inhale, reach up again. This is Urdhva Hastasana. And then fold down. So you're going to dive down, Uttanasana, and let the fingertips touch. So bend the knees as much as you need to. Keep breathing here. Send the sit bones up towards the sky, even if your knees are bent. And then halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. So press into the shins to lengthen the torso and the sternum forward. The torso is kind of parallel to the ground here. Shoulder blades again, back into the ribs. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lift the left foot, bring the hands down, lift the left foot, shoot it all the way back so the front knee is right on top of the heel and bring the knee down. Now feel strength in the legs. Push down into the heel as you inhale, reach the arms up. This is Anjaneyasana. And then we'll cactus the arms as you exhale. And then inhale, reach up, pull the belly in. Exhale, bring the hands down and fold forward. So folding forward again, using that right thigh to bring you back into a fold. Now start to squeeze the inner legs. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky with a nice flat back as you come up. And then dive back down as you exhale. And then one more time. Inhale, come up with a flat back, reach the arms up. And then bring the hands through the heart, back down next to your legs for Tadasana. And right away, return back to pushing the shoulder blades into the ribs, lifting the sternum, squeezing the inner legs. And let's do that again on the other side. So when you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. One time cactus as you exhale, really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach back up, ribs in, tail in. Exhale, dive down, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, parallel the torso to the ground. Exhale, shoot the right foot all the way back, left knee's on top of heel, back knee comes down. Squeeze into the inner thighs, inhale, reach up for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. So shoot off this left foot and then bring the feet back to hips distance. Inhale, come all the way up with a flat back, touch the fingers. And then exhale, dive all the way back down. One more time. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, Tadasana. Hands through heart and then hands next to the thighs. Take a breath. Feel the openness, the strength, the foundation through the feet. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. As you exhale, step back into plank pose. Push the ground away, tailbone is in. Take an inhale here. Use the knees if you wish and lower down Chaturanga. Your hands will be right next to your chest. Lift the chest, lift the feet as you inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just take a moment here. You can always come to child's pose if you need it. Otherwise, hanging out in down dog, shoulders away from the spine, no tension in the neck, just breathing, feeling strength radiating through the hands, up the arms and the shoulders, through the backs of the legs. Inhale, look to the hands. Exhale, step to the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then as you exhale, fold. Feel the legs, inhale, arms rise, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, bring the hands through heart, Tadasana. Let's move into a high lunge sequence. Inhale as you reach the arms up. Cactus as you exhale, so squeeze and push the hips a little forward. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bring the left foot all the way back, but keep the knee lifted into low lunge. Front knee is right over the hips, or right over the heel. Squeeze the inner legs. Push into the front heel as you inhale, come up into high lunge. Shoulders right over the hips. And then exhale, cactus. Squeeze the shoulders, lift the heart. Inhale, reach back up, push down into the legs. So feel the strength. They might be burning already. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands down, push off that front heel and come into a fold. Inhale, arms rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, cactus. Squeeze, 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 and lift. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive back down, Uttanasana, other side. Inhale, halfway, Ardha. Exhale, right foot all the way back, left knee on top of heel. Squeeze the inner thighs, press into the front heel. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, cactus. Maybe sink down a little bit more into the front. Inhale, reach up, pull the belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. And then exhale, coming right back into Tadasana. Now close the eyes for a moment. Push the shoulder blades into the back ribs. Feel as tall as you possibly can, but as rooted as you possibly can. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, heart lifts. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Push the ground away, ribs in as you inhale, sternum pulls forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. If you use your knees, keep the ribs pulling in. And then lift the chest, lift the feet, pull the heart forward with the hands, kiss the elbows, downward facing dog. Take a few moments, again, child's pose if you want to, down dog. Now as you inhale, look to the hands. As you exhale, step to the top of the mat however you wish. Take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Use the back muscles. And then exhale, fold. Squeeze the inner legs. Inhale, arms rise. Touch the fingers. Exhale, hands through heart, next to the legs, Tadasana. Now bring the big toes to touch if you can. Otherwise, you can keep the feet at hips width distance. We're going to come into Utkatasana. So sitting back into a chair. And then arms can be at heart center, extended forward with the shoulder blades back, or arms up, biceps by the ear. So imagine this back bend coming from your upper back. Pull your lower belly in, squeeze your inner thighs. One focal point, keep breathing into your belly. Soften the face. Feeling strength definitely radiating. Take one more inhale and then come to stand as you exhale. Hands at the heart this time. Thumbs at the sternum. Feel your heartbeat. We'll flow through the same flow, combining both the kneeling warrior and high lunge. So we'll do it one breath to one movement, nice and slow. As you inhale, arms rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale the left foot all the way back, knee down. Inhale, arms rise. Feel the strength in the legs. Cactus as you exhale, squeezing the upper back. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, low lunge. So hands down, lift the back knee. Squeeze into the inner thighs. Inhale, high lunge. Reach the arms up, shoulders over hips. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up as if you're holding a beach ball, belly in, and then forward fold. Hands down, feet together or hips distance. Inhale, arms rise to the sky. And then exhale, bring the hands through the heart, back down to Tadasana. Big toes will touch. Inhale, chair pose. And then exhale, hands back at the heart. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And then bring the right foot all the way back, knee down. Squeeze the legs. Inhale, Anjane. Cactus as you exhale. Inhale, reach up. Push down into the feet. Exhale, low lunge. Lift the belly off the thigh. Inhale, high lunge. Press into the front heel. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Push the shoulder blades down. Feel the feet. Close the eyes. Just breathe. One last sun salutation to get us back down onto the mat with one more chair pose. Big toes to touch. Inhale, Utkatasana chair. Exhale, hands at the heart. Stand. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, back and up. Stretch up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. So exhale, 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 exhale as you lower. Lift the chest, lift the feet as you inhale, and then downward facing dog as you exhale. Now slowly come into child's pose. Open up the knees, big toes touch. Walk the fingertips far, far, far away from you and bring the head down. If you can keep the elbows lifted, please do. If you need to bring them down onto the mat, you can do that. Just return back to breath. Belly, ribs, and chest as you inhale. And then chest, ribs, belly as you exhale. Maybe returning back to the mantra. I am grateful for the abundance of strength that radiates throughout my entire body. And then slowly come back up. You're going to lower back down onto your belly. Extending the arms back, palms will face down. You can bring your forehead onto the ground and tuck the chin a little. Your feet are hips width distance. And before we lift, feel your pinky toes. So feel your little pinky toes on the ground. This is going to help rotate your inner thighs up. And then feel each and every fingertip on the ground. Keep the feet and the hands on the ground. Start to squeeze the shoulders. Lift the head and the chest. Now you don't want to be looking forward. You want to tuck the chin to keep the length in the neck. Feel the upper back muscles firing up. Notice that your toes might want to try and lift, but try and keep them down. Keep the breath even. And then slowly bring the forehead back down. Take a big breath. Now, same thing. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, and the hands, but keep the feet on the ground. Imagine someone's pulling your hands back and your shoulder blades back towards your ribs, lengthening your neck forward. And then slowly release. You can turn your head to the side if you want to, or the forehead down. Now on your next inhale, start to squeeze your shoulder blades, lift the chest, the head, the hands, and the feet, spiraling your inner thighs up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the toes, through the hands, top of the head. And then slowly release down. Now you can take one hand on top of the other and the forehead on top of the hands. Turn your feet around, crocodile pose. Really breathe into the belly. And then slowly come up onto your elbows. You can grab your elbows here, making sure that the elbows stay right underneath the shoulders. Your feet will come hips width distance, will come into Sphinx pose. So extend the hands forward, hands and elbows in line. Push into each and every fingertip, pull your body forward. Press into the tops of the feet so the knees are lifted. And then, as I've said 100 times, push the shoulder blades back down into the ribs and pull the heart forward as if there's a string. Tuck the chin, look in between the thumbs, close the eyes, just breathe. Returning back to the abundance of strength that is radiating throughout my entire body. And then slowly come back down into that crocodile pose just for a moment. Take a full breath, push the belly into the ground. And then slowly flip yourself onto your back and then bend the knees right away. So bring the knees hips width distance, but a little bit closer towards your pelvis. Maybe your fingertips touch your heels. If not, that's okay. And then we're going to bend the elbows and have the hands, the palms facing each other as if you're holding a ball, a beach ball. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit, so you'll feel this lift in the sternum, and then press down into the feet. So if your feet had four corners, press into the four corners of the feet. Keep that connected, and then slowly start to lift the hips up towards the sky. Push down into the elbows to start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. And your chest wants to come towards your chin, but your chin wants to go up towards the ceiling. So just breathe here. You can even lightly press your hands onto your belly if you want to. Just feeling the breath moving in and out of the belly. Keep pressing into the four corners of the feet, lifting the hips as high as you can, but really opening up the chest. Soften the face. And then slowly bring the hips back down. And then you can take the shoulders away from each other. Bring the hands onto the belly. Just take a moment. And then let's do that one more time. So bend the elbows, hold your beach ball, press into the four corners of your feet. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit together and then press the hips up. And then now you can bring the shoulder blades closer together. You can even interlace the hands underneath the back if you want to. Chest towards the chin, chin towards the ceiling. Breathing. Softening the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. Just noticing that abundance of strength gleaming through the body, radiating. Chest is bright. And then slowly come back down, moving the shoulders away. Let's take Supta Baddha Konasana. So bottoms of the feet touch. The feet will come as close as you want to the pelvis, or just push them forward. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And just relax everything down. Try to release as much tension as you can here, as if you're about to fall into a deep sleep. But keep the breath full. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the radiance of the heartbeat. And then slowly close the knees. You're going to grab behind your knees and maybe roll yourself up. Otherwise, you can turn to the side and push yourself up. And then you'll turn your feet to the top of the mat for a seated forward fold. So the feet can be hips width distance, or you can touch your feet together. If you have a strap, this is a great time to grab the strap, or maybe if you have a scarf or a towel, to put around your feet. If by any chance you feel that maybe your back is tired and you can't really keep it straight. Otherwise, you'll bring your hands down next to your hips and really find that lift in the chest, a nice straight spine. Flex the feet, press the knees down, or you can keep the knees soft to help push your tailbone back. Now you can stay right here if this feels like enough, or you can slowly start to lean forward from your hips, though not rounding your back. So tailbone goes back, heart pulls forward. And you can start to grab your toes, your ankles, or the strap. Now with the strap, you don't want to pull, because this isn't an arm exercise. You want to walk your hands to wherever the furthest distance that you can grab the strap. Otherwise, grabbing the toes and then pulling the heart forward. Keep pushing pubic bone back, sternum forward, tuck the chin, just breathe. And then slowly come back up. You can move the strap away, and we're just going to take one more. This is my favorite pose. I call it goddess twist. I don't remember why I call it that, but so you're going to bend the knees. Hands will be behind you. Bend the knees, just not fully, but just a little bit. The feet are as wide as the mat. And you're gonna drop the knees to the left, and the body starts to turn to the left. So the torso turns to the left, and then turn your torso behind you. Now this left hand is gonna really help traction and make this twist. So the upper body is turning all the way opposite of the lower body. Keep lengthening through the sternum, so you don't wanna bend down towards the mat. And just keep tractioning your heart to the left, your torso to the left. Breathing fully. And then slowly come back into center. You'll drop your knees to the other side and then turn your torso all the way back behind you, using the right hand now to traction your chest, turning it all the way to the right. Full breaths. And then slowly come back into center. And you're going to roll yourself all the way down onto your back. You can bring the knees into the chest just for a moment. And then start to stretch out the legs so you can take a final resting pose. So I'm going to leave you here in this final resting pose so you can rest for as long as you need to. You're going to release every muscle, every bone. If you feel connected to putting one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, please do. Otherwise, you'll relax your palms down for grounding, palms up if you want to receive, and you will completely surrender. Now, this isn't a time to plan what you're going to do next or later on in the day or what you're going to eat. It's a place to just really release, keeping the mind really soft and still. So you'll see some passing thoughts. Just don't attach to them. Let them keep going and just return back to the stillness, to the surrender of your body. And I invite you to stay here as long as you feel, at least 3 minutes. And taking one more breath together, repeating the mantra. I am grateful for the abundance of strength that radiates throughout my entire body. Thanks so much for being here today. If you liked the video, let me know. Enjoy your Shavasana, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.